Y'all, the games I have for you today. Oh, round 10 provided. Oh my god. Welcome to today's video of round 10 of the Women's Grand Swiss of 2023. Y'all, tomorrow is the last day. We only have today's round and then tomorrow, and the players are playing fighting chess. Let's just jump into it. No preface needed. We have Vaishali in clear first today. She is with half a point ahead going into round 10. And I actually wanted to start off with her game. She is on board 1. She is playing against Zhongyi, who is a former women's world champion. So big matchup here. Let's jump right in. So Vaishali is actually, I believe, roughly 8 points away from hitting 2,500. So big stakes for her. I don't think that she's probably actually really thinking about that. I think she's thinking about that candidate spot first and foremost, because she's gonna hit 2,500 eventually. So let's jump right in. We have Vaishali with the white pieces and Zhongyi with the black pieces. Let's go. E4, C5, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes, knight f6, knight c3, da 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 da, and we have a classical Sicilian. We have bishop d7, which I believe is a sideline, if I'm not mistaken, or an old line at least. Knight takes c6, bishop takes, g takes, and now this structure is a little, it can be eventually pretty good for black, but right now it's not too great, because where is your king gonna go? Where is your king gonna castle? Okay, this is known as the Richter-Rauser variation of the Sicilian. We see bishop b5 offering a trade of bishops. She says, actually no, I'm gonna take this semi-open g file, castles defending her g pawn, queen d7, and she takes like this, and black can eventually maybe have a strong center if she's able to get these moves out, because then she can just put her pawns on light squares. Her dark squared bishop will be able to get into the game, but she needs time to be able to do that. So we get f4, love it, rook b8, attacking the b pawn, and there's no real safety coming for the black king, and the white king isn't too safe either, being on the semi-open g file. We get queen to f3, queen g4 offering a queen trade, b3, and Vaishali's like, all right, I guess we can trade. Sure. Rook b4. And then she's like, okay, I'll just bring my rooks to the center. Great move. e6. I was surprised that Zhongyi did not trade queens, because I believe if she does trade queens, then the strong center with those pawns for black is going to be actually really good. But she doesn't trade queens, and Vaishali's like, all right, if you're not going to trade, I'm just going to back up. Zhongyi plays f5, and now a3. Attacking the rook. Rook slides back. If here, she's actually threatening to play rook to d3. And after rook d3, if she takes this pawn here, oopsies, you skewered yourself. So she wouldn't be able to play like that. But we don't see rook d3 immediately. We see a3, rook b7, and now rook d3 with the same idea. But bishop e7 comes, and now she is not allowed to play rook g3, because if she plays rook g3, whoopsies, you actually are going to lose material, because this comes with check, and after either rook takes or king takes, you're going to lose material. So she's not able to play rook g3 yet. After bishop e7, she plays king to h1, just getting out of that, bishop h4, and queen d2, d5, and now h3, attacking the queen. The queen has to stay here for now, guarding g2, because there is a mate threat. Queen g6, e takes, queen takes, and knight to e2, and e5. The white king is definitely at this point safer than the black king, but everything is about to blow up. Rook e3. I really like this move. Vaishali had 11 minutes here versus 30 minutes for Zhongyi, and Vaishali is basically getting ready to play c4. This is move 24. They still have to hit move 40 for extra time. So we're definitely going to get into a time scramble, okay? Rook e7, and now the very nice move, queen b4, and the queen is coming in. Queen g6, and now g4. After h5, black is just too slow to create a mating threat, because now f takes e5, h takes g4, and black is just not in time. Queen b8 check. King has to move up. Queen grabs that a7 pawn. Thank you. King c8. And now queen a8. And the king does a little dance with the queen. And then eventually we get knight to f4, which is a really nice move. Just bringing in another piece as well as gaining tempo on the queen. Queen slides over to h7. Queen a7. King moves over. And now she's able to win another pawn after we do a little dance. And now Vaishali is just up 2 pawns with a dominating position. Queen takes d5. Another pawn for her. King e8. Queen to a8. Bishop blocks. After rook d1, the queen comes in to h4. And now rook e to d3. And there was just nothing that Zhongyi could do. And Vaishali won the game. Zhongyi resigned. Beautiful, beautiful game from Vaishali. What a clean win. She said, I saw her interview after the game, and she said basically like she was holding in her pocket that at some point she could just take a draw. And then after she saw queen b4, she was just very happy. And then after g4, there was just really nothing that black could do. And this was a really nice game from Vaishali. Vaishali is able to maintain her lead. She gets the clear point, and she's in clear first, y'all. She is 1 step closer to the candidates. This next game is on board 2. This is between Grandmaster Anna Muzychuk, who is 2510, versus International Master Desi Kori, who is 2367. And Anna and Zhongyi were tied basically for second place. They both have 6.5, and Kori is right behind with 6 points. So let's see how this game goes. We have Anna with the white pieces and Kori with the black pieces. We get, I love this game, y'all. E4, G6. Yeah, give me that modern. I love this. Okay, Bishop G7, Knight C3, D6. I love this. This is great. Bishop E3. If you guys can't tell, I'm definitely a modern player. A6, and then I saw this and I was like, the hippo? What is the hippo in classical chess? What is going on? So very provocative opening from Kori Desi. We get knight to f3, and this would normally just look like a kind of classical like Pierce / modern if she wouldn't have played a6 and played something like knight f6 instead. But no, we get a6 instead. Now b5, h4, h6. This game is bananas, y'all. e5. She's like, I don't care. Strike the center. Let's go. e6, a4. And look at these pawns. Look at all of these pawns. Look at these pawns. This is insane. Black has 1 piece developed. White has 3 pieces developed. So we'll see how this goes. Let's see how the opening fares. We get b4. She's like, no. We're not trading. I'm attacking your knight. Knight e4. Bishop to b7, attacking the knight. Bishop d3, defending. Knight to e7. Queen e2. And white's pieces are just well placed. It's hard to find where to castle for black or for white. If white castles kingside, then she does have this pawn here that's already been pushed in front of her king. Same thing for this side because the a pawn has been pushed. And then black, if she castles this way, these pawns are going to come in. If she castles this way, these pawns are going to try and break through, and your b pawn is pushed super far in front of your king. So kind of crazy. Also, if you didn't notice, every square on the e-file is occupied, which you don't see very often. I thought that was pretty cool. Knight d5, rook d1, queen to e7, c4, attacking the knight, b takes en passant, b takes, and knight d7. And white has a very nice space advantage. However, is she able to hold it? Bishop d2, d takes, knight takes, bishop takes, d takes, and knight takes. And if y'all didn't notice in that whole sequence, black has won a pawn. So Desi is just up a clear pawn. Bishop c2, castles queenside. What the hell? Like, look at the black king. There's 1 pawn. There's 1 pawn in front of it, and it's like, y'all, I need some help over here because there's only 1 pawn in front of me. But I love this. This is like insane chess. This is the chess that I love to see. especially because it's the modern. Thank you very much. I love seeing this type of chess. It's just fucking crazy everywhere. Rook b1, why not? And now f5. I love this move. Very provocative, just saying I am going for the throat. Knight g3, queen to d6, castles. Finally, on move 21, castles from white. Knight b6, and after bishop to f4, queen to d5, and she is threatening mate on g2, f3 defending, and now knight e to c4, and these knights are very nice. They're very well placed. We have a very nice d file. Let's see what happens. a5, and a5 is kind of crazy. It looks like a free pawn after, say, knight takes a5, but then after rook f to e1, say rook h to e8, because this pawn is threatened with the queen and the rook, so you defend. Now bishop takes h6, so she would be able to win a pawn this way. So this would kind of just be like a trade of pawns on the outside, and then something like just moving the knight back. So this was an option, but we don't see this. We see e5. Throw in the pawns. Let's go. Bishop takes e5, rook h to e8, pinning the bishop. A takes b6, rook takes e5, and queen to f2, queen to c5, offering a trade of queens, and b takes c7. And Corey had less than 5 minutes. It is move 28. Anna had more time than that. Way more than 5 minutes. Yeah, here Anna had 20 minutes and Corey had 5 minutes, and it's move 28. So rook d2, queen takes c5, we get a trade of queens. And now after bishop to b3, attacking the knight, she's like, all right, let's move that knight out of the way. Knight d6, rook f to e1, and the rook is coming. The rook is coming to infiltrate. Rook takes c7, taking that pawn, getting that out of the way because it is kind of an annoying pawn. Rook to e6, saying, here I come. I'm coming to threaten your pawn. Rook g7, defending. c4. King c7. Might as well bring the king in. The queens are off the board. It's a little bit safer for the king. Knight to f1, attacking the rook. Rook slides up to d4, and now knight to e3. And the knight is coming in to try and win some pawns. King d7, attacking the rook. But there is a very nice move in c5, which Anna finds. And after knight b5, getting out of the way, h5. And how are you going to save your pawns? Because she's going to force a trade of something. Rook b4, and rook takes g6. If you take back, it's not great, because here comes the pawn, and now you're going to have to try and stop this pawn, as well as, like, everything is hanging. So that doesn't look great. She doesn't take. She plays rook e7, attacking the knight. After knight takes f5, and everything is falling. Rook to e5, bishop to e6 check, rook takes, and now rook takes b4. And after rook e1, king to f2, Desi Corey resigned because she is literally just down like +4 in material, and the position is just completely winning for white. She's about to win so many more pawns. This is gonna fall. All of these pawns are just gonna march forward with this pawn, and it was just a disaster at the end. This game was crazy. I love this game. I know that it didn't really work out in Desi Corey's favor. However, I love seeing a modern. I thought that was crazy. And then it turned into a hippo, and that was just like, what the hell is going on? So this game was crazy. Anna Muzychuk gets the point. Okay, this next game is between Anna Ushanina, who is a Grandmaster. She is 24-34, versus Grandmaster Pia Kremling, who's 24-46. And also, we haven't seen a ton of matches with her in this tournament. She had a relatively slow start, and then once round 5 hit, she's won 4 games and 1 draw. So she has skyrocketed up the standings, and she is now on board 6. So she had a little bit of a slow start, but then she has come back. Okay, so this game, let's see what happens. It's a relatively kind of crazy game, y'all. So we have Anna with the white pieces and Pia with the black pieces. Let's start us off. We have d4, knight f6, c4. This is considered an Indian defense, but it kind of looks honestly like a queen's gambit, especially after d5. C takes, knight takes, knight takes, bishop takes. Lots of trades. And now queen to c2. We get bishop to d6. We get bishop takes, pawn takes, and now we have kind of a relatively just even position. We have e4, attacking the bishop. Bishop slides back. Bishop b5 check. Knight blocks. And now knight to e2, castles, castles, all normal stuff. Defending the center. Everybody's developing. Now we get a6, attacking the bishop. Bishop slides out of the way. And queen to d8, queen to b4, and rook trade. And this is all very normal. We're on move 20. We're just developing our pieces slowly. White has a nice space advantage, I would say. And now knight to a4, rook takes c2, bishop takes c2, and now we just have minor pieces and queens, all even material. Both players have roughly 30 minutes. Pia has 30 minutes. Anna has 22 minutes. b5 comes, knight slides out of the way, bishop to c6, knight to a2, and we have a little bit of a rerouting of our pieces, defending our pawns, king trying to walk in, and now knight c1, a5. We have a slow building, just everything is very equal, trading of pawns, da-da-da-da. And now we get queen to c2, and e takes d5, bishop takes d5, knight to e5, attacking the knight, knight takes, and this is where both players back here, both players had like literally under 10 minutes. There's literally no time. And also this is move 36. So this is when I think between move 35 and 40 is when the most blunders happen in classical chess, because like that's when everybody's in a time scramble because you haven't hit move 40 and gotten that extra time. So e takes d5, bishop takes, knight e5, trade, trade, e takes, and queen takes e5. And now queen to d3. And this is so sad because this is the 40th move and this is a huge blunder. Huge blunder because now Pia gets to play queen to a1 check. King has to move up and she gets to slide her queen into g1. Queen takes b5, and even though she gets to win the b pawn, Pia gets to play queen takes g2 check. And now she gets some tempo and she gets to win this pawn, and all of the pawns are falling. Both players have now hit time control. This is move 44, but it's too late. King d3, h3. Here comes the h pawn, and that h pawn is going to prove vital as Pia is able to get out of the way of the checks, offer a queen trade, which Anna is not able to do, obviously, because the h pawn would just run. Queen c4. Here comes the h pawn. Queen to h4, trying to defend, and queen to h5. Trying to force a queen trade, queen to d4 check, and after king to g8, Anna resigned. Pia won the game, and a very nice win for her. She is now way higher in the standings. I believe she's either tied for second, or she's maybe in third. We'll see at the end of the video, and we'll go over the standings. But she has come out of nowhere, it seems, in the last like 5 rounds. She has just scored win after win after win, and great game by her. This was a beautiful game. Okay, this next game is between two Alinas, and I had to go over this game. You want to know why, y'all? Because it's a perk or a Pierce. Oh my god. When do you see this in top level chess? You don't. You don't. And I am a big advocate for the Pierce. I think it is a very provocative opening. It gives Black a lot of chances to score a win. Let's see what happens. All right. So Rober's with the white pieces. She plays e4, and now we get d6, d4, and we get an Austrian attack, and now knight to f3, castles, and a3. And technically, I think they consider this an inaccuracy. I think bishop d3 is best. However, this is a really nice move, and y'all will see why. Because after c5, this is all very normal stuff for Black, striking the center, trying to dismantle White's center. D takes, and now queen to a5. And queen to a5 actually just does not work. You're not allowed to play queen to a5 in this position. Normally, you would love to play queen to a5 if the pawn was here. Because if the pawn is here, then you're basically pinning this knight to the king, and this pawn is under fire because of the pin. And then eventually you're able to win this pawn. So this just doesn't work now, though, because of b4. And Roberts is just like, all right, I guess, like, sure, I'm just gonna play b4 and you're just gonna have to go back. And now look at all the space that she has. Will she be able to hold it? Bishop d2, d takes, e5, and the knight is like, damn, all right, knight after d7, bishop to d3, knight to c6, h4, And here comes the pawn storm. Here it comes. C takes b4. Knight to e4. White's pieces are looking great. h5 makes a lot of sense. You're trying to stop the h-pawn from pushing and dismantling your kingside. Also, white has not castled. So let's see if she's actually in any danger. A takes b4, knight to b6, queen to e2, bishop g4, pinning the knight. Now we get c3, just trying to defend and try and hold her structure and have it be very solid. Queen to c8, and now knight to f2, attacking the bishop. Bishop's like, nah. Bishop takes f5, queen takes f5, and b5. Boom. Knight just has to go back, and that is just such a sad knight on the back rank. Disconnecting the rooks. g4, here it comes. H takes g4, and the H file's trying to open up. Knight to d4, attacking the queen. Queen has to slide out of the way. h5. Very nice move from Robers. And Alina plays g takes h5, voluntarily letting her kingside get opened. f5, queen to d5, and f6. She's like, here I come. I'm about to blow up the game. My king is safe. Your king is not. E takes f6. Rook takes h5. Here it comes. Rook to e8. Knight takes g4. Here comes my knight now. Knight to c4. And castle's queenside. On move 27, castle's queenside. What the hell? Knight takes e5. Knight to f5. After knight d3 check, black is trying to come up with a plan. However, she just does not have time. Queen takes d3. Sacrificing her queen. After queen takes d3, checkmate is now unavoidable. She needed to play here queen to e5 instead and not accept that queen. But after queen takes d3, knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, and now rook g1, king to f8, bishop to h6, and black resigned. Black is up plus 10 material. However, it is mate in 2. After bishop g7, bishop takes g7, king to g8, and rook to h8. This would be mate. And also, I just want to say black had like literally no time at the end of this game. I think she had like 30 seconds left. It's only move 34. They never hit time control. Alina Robers had like a ton of time, like a ton of time. I think she had like close to an hour. Very nice game from Robers. A beautiful game. I think this is considered a miniature. I'm not sure, but very nice game from her. All right, y'all, let's look at the standings. Let's see what happened after all of the dust settled. All right, y'all, these are the standings. FIDE hasn't even updated their website. I'm literally recording this like right as the game's finished. So we have Vaishali in clear first with 8 out of 10. We followed by Muzychuk, who, by the way, is already qualified for the candidates. So her spot is up for grabs. So it's Vaishali probably, hopefully, please, going to get a candidate spot tomorrow. And then we have Batriag Mungontul, who is technically in second with 7 out of 10. And then we have a 4-way tie for third with Leia Garafolina, Tanjani, Antonetta Stefanova, Pia Kramling. Like, it's anybody's game, y'all, okay? And then these are the rest of our standings. We have also a ton of players with 6 out of 10. And then we have 5.5. And then these are the rest of our standings. Oh my god. We shall see what happens tomorrow. And then these were the results from today. We have, this was the bottom. So we'll start from the top. We had Vaishali beating Tanjani, Muzychuk winning. We had a tie. This game, y'all, this game was crazy. Leia Garafolina was literally winning. They had both hit time control. And she blundered a draw. It was so sad. She actually had a ton of time on her clock too. I don't know what it was, maybe nerves. But she blundered a draw. That game was in her hands. And then we had Mungontul beating Mainarva. That was a huge game as well. And then these were the rest of our games. Pia Kramling, y'all saw that, winning her game. And then these were the rest of the results. We shall see what happens tomorrow in the final round of the Women's Grand Swiss. I am so excited to see what happens. I will see y'all tomorrow. I can't believe the finale is here. We shall see what happens. I think Vaishali also is only like a couple points away from hitting 2,500. So this would be an amazing event for her if not only would she win the event, get a spot in the candidates, and hit 2,500 all in one tournament. That would be amazing. Yo, oh my god. Oh my god. I finished recording and then I was like, oh, let me go on Twitter before I edit this video. Vaishali actually just clutched the candidate spot. She literally is gonna be in the candidates. Oh my god. So, what the hell just happened? Oh my god. Okay, this isn't even the games from today. Like, here, let me show you today's games. What the hell? And she's like 2 points away from 2,500? What a day. What a tournament for Vaishali. I am so happy for her. She has literally clutched that candidate spot. I feel like I could literally cry right now. Like, I'm so happy for her. This is just like so iconic. What a fucking tournament for her. Congratulations to Vaishali. We will see her in the candidates. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm so happy for her. Oh my god. Okay, I will see y'all in tomorrow's recap. We shall see what happens in round 11. Munguntul is basically fighting for that second candidate spot, and she is in clear, like, first for the second spot. You know what I mean. Oh my god. We'll see what happens tomorrow for our final round of the Women's Grand Swiss of 2023. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day and enjoy the video. And oh my god, I'm still speechless. All right, bye y'all. Have a good one. What the hell?